Hey everyone, and welcome to Understandable English. Today we have an interview with John, who's going to tell us a little bit about his life and music and so on. This is part two, so let's get to it. hmm Yeah, I'd agree. I'd say the biggest issue sometimes with marching band, I would say this happened in my school a little bit, was just a little bit lack of respect for the band program. People were more interested at football games to watch football than they were to watch band. Sometimes you can't blame them. I mean, you can't force someone to like something that they're not interested in. But we can talk about our marching band in university or in college, because I think that was one thing that changed in a big way when I went to university or to college. I also took part in the band, and that's, of course, where I met John here. And I think that was one of the biggest changes in the whole thing, is the fans began to almost come to watch the band, not just to watch the football game, which was a very big change for me. But talking about our college marching band experience, tell me a little bit about the band that you were in, and I guess that we were in. Tell me about the audition process and what it was like for you, and how different it was from the high school marching band.
Yeah, geez. The Wisconsin band, I guess, is one of those things that is nothing like I've ever been a part of before. A little bit like a background of my high school marching band. I came from a very competitive Bands of America style high school marching band. We competed in national competitions and would place in like the top 50 within the country, anywhere from the top 100 to the top 50. I can't remember the exact specifics for at least the marching band program. The indoor drumline would compete at world competitions and place top 10. So we had a very strong competitive program, and we're very used to regimented, very strict practices, and with the goal of trying to compete at the highest level. So that's what I came from moving into college. Moving into college and joining the band there, I generally had no idea what the band would be like. I just knew that I liked music and wanted to go meet a big group of people as soon as I hopped in. And needless to say, the Wisconsin band is a 180-degree flip from that competitive marching band type of setting. You show up on this day of auditions, and we call it Reg Week or Regimented Week for this audition week. And what you do is you learn how the band steps, you learn the overall traditions of the band, and you learn how to fit in with this style of a group. And the Wisconsin Marching Band, at a fundamental level, is a crowd excitement, get people into the spirit type of game. The goal of the band is to perform at a very high level and get the fans engaged to the football game. So it is a very synonymous relationship between the excitement of the people in the crowd, the football team, and then the band providing the energy and connecting in between. So getting to be there and experience that aspect is a complete flip side from competing and trying to compare yourselves to other teams. Your goal is to get everybody in that stadium into the game and do it to the highest level.
Yeah, I think that's one of the biggest changes I noticed as well, is I'm no longer competing, trying to be perfect and trying to compare myself to other people. But our main goal was to bring energy and bring loudness and bring whatever we can to this football game or this basketball game, wherever we're at. And so it was interesting to maybe play and break some rules of music that we should not be breaking if we're playing in a more classic style marching band or like even a classic orchestra. But we're allowed to break those rules when we're on the field, because our goal is not to be perfectly musical, but to bring energy and strength to the football team. So.
Yeah, and especially very interesting, at least with the Wisconsin program in general, is like the way that the step occurs and the way that the Wisconsin band moves, or the way that they march, is pretty athletically demanding. So a lot of the people, when you are showing up within the first week, are in very good shape. Obviously, there's people who are not in shape, but people who are like probably some of the pristine top athletes that you could see. But as a collective, the majority of the band is in very good shape because it is a very physically demanding step. So walking in and seeing all of these people who are anywhere from 1 year to 4 to 5 years older than you in incredible shape, working together as a unit, is one, a very inspiring but also pretty intimidating sight. So being incorporated into that and trying to put yourself and compare yourself to that group, trying to make it, really sets a really high bar and really, I don't know, for me personally, inspired me and made me know that within the first few days that it was something that I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to say, because my experience as well was intimidation and shock at the pure strength and the physical fitness and the level, and also the discipline of the people, because They were having a lot of fun, but they knew exactly when they needed to work and when they needed to start. And I think that was something that inspired me, and also I think that's something that definitely changed the way that I live my life even today, for 5 years now after I've left the band.
I know you looked at me during your audition week and said, "Oh no, that guy's gonna beat me up every single day." So those of you who don't know, Ryan and I are 1 year apart. So when Ryan was auditioning, I was one of the upperclassmen helping audition him into the band. So he had to use me as a role model, and I got to critique him the entire time. So
Yeah, and at that time I had no idea how far the friendship that we were going to build was going to last.
oh man,
And,
looking back on that day, neither did I. The adventures we've been on, it's been incredible.
And that's the thing. I think that even with music in marching band in school or in university, it's something that builds not just musical education, musical ability, but also friendship and other life skills. And so I can say for myself that marching band gave me a lot of friendship, a lot of life skill, a lot of new ways of looking at the world and looking at my life and my goals in ways that I never could have expected if it wasn't for marching band.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It helped give structure to a day, helped me learn as a young adult how to function at a regimented level, as well as build relationships and connect with people from completely different disciplines of my life. Being from out of state, I learned a whole bunch about the Wisconsin culture and even people who are international students. I think that just the entire experience of college in general, and combined with that very close-knit group of people, really opened my eyes to a lot. And I'm very lucky and gracious to have been a part of it.
Well, that's all there is. If you have any questions for John, you can write them in the comments and we'll be sure to answer them. Also, I'll put a link to his channel in the description below. If you learned something new, don't forget to like and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Toodles!